Hello guys, it's Kenny once again. So today I will be concluding my discussion on Python string methods. So I have some methods listed here. I'm using Jupyter Notebook for today's lesson. So let's dive right into it. The lstrip method, we see that it returns a left string version of the string. What does this mean? It means that is where I haven't provided arguments for this method. It will remove every white space on the left side of the string. Let's see, guys. I'm going to create a variable, call it str1, and say with a space before, I am Kenny, just like that. Then I'll have another variable to store the output. So ans, and then on str1, I will call the lstrip method. Great. So that's it. And then I just need to see the output. That's okay. So when I run the program, I see that I am Kenny gets printed. Do you understand? Now, what if I don't have the lstrip method? I just want to output the original string. What would that be? Now you can see, guys, look at the margin there. The I is indented. So that's why we can say, oh, for a fact, the lstrip removes the white space on the left side. Okay, so let me just have that back. So just have that back. But this time, I want to provide an argument that is a string of characters that I want to cut out. So I could say, okay, in this case, I want to remove the dot on the left side. Perhaps there was an error, just something like this. I want to remove the dot on the left side, but retain the one on the right side. So let's see the outcome, guys. We see that there isn't any dot before the I. It's been stripped off. All right, so now we also have rstrip in Python that removes the specified character at the end that is on the right side of the string. So in this case now, I've changed it to rstrip. We'll see the output. We'll see that it is the trailing dot that gets removed. Okay, so guys, that's that about that. Let's go to the next method there, which is the replace method. Now the question is, what does it do? It replaces in a string a specific substring with another one. So if I have hello world and I wish to remove the world and in its place put universe so that it reads hello universe, I can do that with the replace method. So str1, and I can say hello world. Right, so that's the string, and I'm just going to create an answer variable and call the replace method on str1. So replace. Now what do I want to replace? I want to replace world. That's so the substring to be replaced comes first, and then the replacement after a comma follows. So I would like to have universe. So that's it. That's how you use the replace method. So we'll see what that gives us. So that's it, guys. So from hello world, I went to hello universe. That's it. Now you could also replace just a character. For example, I want to replace, let's say I have a dot at the end there. I want to replace dot with an exclamation mark. So I will provide the dot as the first argument. And what do I want the replacement to be? An exclamation mark. So when I run, I see that instead of a dot, I have an exclamation mark. Okay, so the third method there is called the R index. So what does this do? Recall guys, that the index method gives us the position of the first occurrence of a substring within the string. Okay, so if I have hello and I want to get the position of the first L, let's just even look at it, guys. So let's assume hello is the string. So what's the position of the first L? You recall that we count from 0. So 0, 1, 2. So the position of the first L is 2. That's it. But using the R index, the counting begins from the back, from the rear. So I am going to find the R string rather finds the position of the last occurrence of that substring. So instead of having 2, the last L there occupies position 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So if I call R index on hello and I want it to get me the position of the last L, I would use the R index. Let's just have a look at it, guys. So str1, and I'm going to provide hello just like that, and then provide the answer variable there. On str1, we'll call the R index just like that. So what is the substring that I want to find the position of? I will provide L there. So let's see what the output is. And okay, so that's 3. Guys, you know why? It is getting the position of the last L. So it starts counting really in a way from the back. Okay, so now what if I have hello Kenny, right? And this time I want it to get me the position of the last E. So what do you think, guys? Just have a look at it. So it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 is the position of the last E. Let's see if we're right about that. So yes, guys, we have 9. So that's how you use the R index. But if you need to count from the beginning, that is the first occurrence of the substring, then you just use index. Now, guys, what if it doesn't find the substring or the character that it set out to look for? What will be the output? Do you remember? Okay, let's say a Y there. So what do you think, guys? So if I run the program, you see that there is an error. You cast your mind back. If index, be it the right index or just the index, if it doesn't find the character it set out to look for, it will return an error. But what if I don't want an error? Is there some other method, a similar method to index that does the same thing without throwing an error, without throwing an exception? Yes, and we'll find out what it is. Remember the find, guys, find. We'll come to it. So let me just change this back to E and run my program. So I get 9. So here we are, guys, the rfind method. Okay, so guys, I would say, let me just copy this and paste it right here. So instead of having R index, I would put rfind, and I want to find the position of the last E. So that's why it is rfind. What is it going to be? The same thing, it's still going to give us 9. So let's see, guys. So that's still 9. But now I want us to watch. If I try to get the position of a non-existing Y in the string, what will be the output? So it gives us -1 instead of throwing an exception. So that's it. That's the difference really between index and find. Okay. All right, so we go to the next, which is the split method. Guys, you know that, okay, in Python, a collection of values could be a string, could be a list, okay? Just like think of an array in maybe PHP. So if I have a string and I want to separate the constituents or the elements of the constituents of the string into separate entities, but within a certain umbrella, in this case a list, how do I achieve that? Let me just dive right into it. I'll have this. So I have hello Kenny. Now I want to call the split method. What I want now is to have hello as an entity, an element, and then Kenny as another separate element, okay, in that bucket or that storage called a list. Okay, so I will just call the split method there. Now I'm going to provide an argument. And what's the argument? If I'm going to split something, at what point? At what point do I split? Do I split the thing that I want to split? That is the delimiter. So in this case, I'm going to have a space, just a space in between quotation marks. So it tells Python that we need the separation to take place at that point where there is a space. All right, guys. So you see, I run the program. Voila. Hello is something different from Kenny. They are separate entities, but in the same bucket. The list there. I will call the bucket the list in Python. All right. So that's it, guys. What about the starts with? The starts with, in this case, we see that it returns true. So it's a Boolean method there, which returns true if the string starts with the specified value. So just to cut the story short, I have hello Kenny, and I call the starts with method, and I'm going to check, okay, fine, does str1 start with the letter E? What do you think? The return value will be true or false? It will be false because, of course, I can see that the first letter there is H. But let's confirm that. So you see that it is false. So, but what if I provide an H and I run the program? It returns true. Okay, so that's it, guys. What about the small h? Remember, guys, it is case sensitive. Capital H isn't the same as small h. So this will return false. Yeah. So, but what if I needed to evaluate to true? So for the str1, okay, guys, I'm going to convert everything to small case letters. So I will just say str1 dot lower. Remember, the lower method makes everything small case. So when I run the program, we will see that checking if the string starts with small h will return true. Okay, so that's true, and we know the reason for that. Okay, so guys, we go to the next, which is the strip. I talked about it, the strip method, when we discussed L strip. In this case, this time, I just want the stripping to take place at both ends. Okay, so let me put my string there, hello Kenny, and I call the strip method. And what do I want to strip off? The E there. Now, when I run, what do you think I will get? Will I have HLLO without the E? Or, so let's see, guys. So if you thought that the E in between H and L will be removed, then you thought wrong. The reason is it is placed between two non-space characters. That's the reason. So for it to get stripped, it has to be the leading, the space there. I mean, the character I need to remove has to be the leading or the trailing character, either in front of everything or at the end of the string. So that's why only the last E gets removed. Now, if I had a space, you know that I'm not asking the system to remove the space. I'm saying, oh, just remove the E, either the first, if an E is the first character, remove it, and if an E is the last character, remove it. I haven't mentioned space, so the space will remain. But if I need the space removed, then in the string, I would also put the dot. And if I run my program, that's going to be a space instead. If I run my program, we see that the space in front gets removed. So that's it basically, guys, how to use the strip method. Now, what about the swap case? What does this do, this method? If I have a string and there are, for example, lowercase characters, I want everything lowercase to become uppercase and everything uppercase to become lowercase. And I'll use the swap case method. Okay, so guys, let's see. I'll put my code there. So you see that the H and the K are capitalized. So how do I make H and K small letters? And then the rest of the characters, they're capital. I'll just simply use the swap case method. So that's just what it is. No arguments there. Swap case, and let's say the output. I'll simply say Control Enter. So we see that the cases have been swapped. That's it. That's just the swap case, the use of the swap case method. Right. So what about the title case? It converts the first character of each word to uppercase. In essence, so let me still use the Hello Kenny string there. And instead of having capital H, I have the small h and the small k. Okay, let me use something that is clearly different. Hello Queen. Okay, so I'll make this small case, letter Q. All right, then I'll call the title method on str1. Okay, so what do you think is going to happen? Make it a title. And you know the thing about titles, first letters are capitalized. Okay, so let's see, guys, what that gives us. Yeah, the H becomes capitalized and the Q becomes capitalized. So that's title case in this example. Right, then let's have a look at the upper method. Upper, everything gets capitalized, converts a string into uppercase. I'll just have that. str1 hello Kene is assigned. Okay, I mean is the value of str1. And yeah, okay, let me just still use this, and I'll call the upper method on it without arguments. What do you think it will be? Everything, the E, the L, the K, the N, everything gets capitalized. So let's see. Hello, Kenny. Just to refresh our memories, I'm just going to check, okay, by using is upper on str1. Just let me take this off. Okay, and just comment this out. str1 and print str1 dot is upper, provide the parenthesis, and then if I run the program, see that it is false. Upper isn't the same as is upper. We use upper to make everything capital, and then we use is upper to check if all the characters are capital case characters. Okay, so is upper here returns false because E definitely is not uppercase, and L and O, So that's the thing. Now, what if I make everything capital before calling the is upper method? So on str1, I use the dot and I call upper, provide the parenthesis. So I'm chaining methods there. Okay, so what do you think will be the output? Would it be false or true? The string gets converted to uppercase, and then I check whether everything is uppercase. It will be true. So let's see, guys. True, definitely true. Okay, so that's it for upper. And lastly, guys, let's have a look at the Z field. Now that fills the string with a specified number of zero values at the beginning, guys. Very important, at the beginning. So it just shifts the rest of the characters backwards and zeros, placed in front. Now, if I have hello, Kenny, and I need everything to be, say, 30 characters. How many characters do I have here already? Just let me count that manually. 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 characters. So just to be sure about that, I'll comment this out and this as well. So let me just print the length of the string there. Len and say str1. Let's see. 10. Okay, so that's it, guys. 10 characters make up this string str1. Now, if I call the z field method on str1, we'll see the effect. str1.zfield, and I need all the characters to be 30. The number of characters 30. So, and initially initially we had 10 characters for the string hello Kenny. So how many zeros do you think will be added? 20 zeros. And the 20 zeros will be placed before hello Kenny. So let's see the output. And if I run the program, voila. So zeros placed in front. Now just to confirm, I'll call the len method on ans. I'll use the len method and provide ans as the argument for that. Oh, sorry, I didn't close the print. So 30. So please, guys, it is not that 30 zeros will be added if I have hello world and I call the Z field method. No, it just looks for the difference. I need 30 characters in all, and there are 10 characters already. So it provides 10, it provides 20 zeros in front of the initial string. Right. So thank you, guys. I hope we are conversant with Python string functions. I am already, doing different videos, preparing lessons on Excel, should you be interested in that. So Excel for beginners, and from there you go right up to the professional or expert user level. And I will also be posting more videos on Python. So the next topic will be functions, using functions in Python. Thank you, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.